Hi guys, welcome back to another video from Car Help For You. So in today's video what we're doing is we're changing the driver's side rear hub on a 2020 Vauxhall Insignia. So the issue we've got here is these are all fine. Obviously this is all loose by the way, but you're not going to be able to get a nut onto that because it's snapped. If we just go around the side I'll show you what I mean. See, it comes out, so it's just held, it's got tiny little teeth, it's just held in. So the way to remove this, ours is already out, but the way to actually remove this is take the wheel off. Obviously you've got the wheel bolts, take the wheel off, take the caliper off, then you go over to the disc. If I just pull this disc over here, I'll show you. The disc is held in by a little Torx bit, which is just there, so you just unscrew that, take the disc out. We're putting new discs onto it anyway, so I'll just move that to the side. We're outside doing this one on a call out, so we've got a little piece of carpet on the floor just to keep us nice and warm. Well, so the floor doesn't hurt us, to be honest with you. Anyway, there's a couple of bolts behind that you need to be undone. Once you've got the caliper out, the caliper carrier, the disc off, quite fairly straightforward after that. Now this one's got the electronic handbrake, which means that the caliper will not come off unless the electronic handbrake's marked as off. So you push it down to turn the electronic handbrake off with your foot on the brake, and obviously you pull it up with your foot on or off the brake. It doesn't really matter to turn it on to engage it. So this one's disengaged, then the caliper slotted out nice and easy. Now this is all off. As I said, we've got ours off. We put a new backing plate on. So this is the backing plate. As you can see, our one, it isn't exactly damaged, it's in quite good. That's just salt, that's nothing to worry about, just all crap off the road. Anyway, we're putting a new backing plate on. So if I just come back down to here, I'll show you what I mean. So the hub itself is only actually held on by 3 bolts, if you can see it there. Just 3 bolts which are there. So you need to get them from the back side, and what you're going to need is a 19-inch impact driver is what we use. So we use an impact one, 19-inch. We've used a breaker bar, a ratchet, and a small 19-inch as well, and it just came off nice and easy. Yours might be a bit more tugger, so the breaker bar just comes in, you know, like free it up a little bit. So anyway, the hub's out. What we're going to do is we're going to give this a nice little clean round here, because obviously as you can see it's got loads of crap in it. So we'll clean that off and put the new hub in. We've already been supplied with the hub which is there, so we're going to take the discs off that, put the new hub on. The reason the hub is getting changed, just in case you didn't understand it, is because this here, it's already marked for us. That's spinning. None of the others, as you can see, spin. They're solid. So this would fail in the MOT because of that, and I think the customers already took the car in for a pre-inspection at the MOT test centre, and they've failed the car, or they've advised him to get it sorted. So he's obviously brought it back to us. Now, putting even to say put the lock and key onto that would not be good, just because when you come on doing it, how are you going to get the lock and nut off when this is just spinning? Now, I know there are a few people on eBay which offer a service where they can repair this for you. What they'll probably just do is, if I can get this might actually just come out so I can show you a closer look at it. So if we just get the hammer and tap it out. So if you look very carefully there, if the camera focuses, it's got teeth, and those teeth have actually worn out, sorry. So it's got nothing to grip onto, and this could have just happened because of its age. With it being such a new car, it's probably just down to the quality of the part itself, or it's been over tightened, because obviously you've got to remember, yes, you put them tight, but there's a certain setting you're supposed to do it up to. A lot of people don't really have torque wrenches and stuff like that. They just snap a spanner onto it and slap it tight. This one, the customer, I think, said that he used a snap-on impact gun, and obviously that's just tore this away. So what he could do, well, what someone advised him to do, which we don't recommend, is just weld it around there. So if I put that back in, so just shot a few welds around there. Now, I'm no welder, I'm no welding expert, so I don't know if it'll hold the weld or not, but in my advice, in my opinion, I would say it's probably best to just change it. And I've only just noted on the back of here, it actually does say do not remove, not serviceable. I'm assuming this is just down to this spinny, but do you really want to be risking your life by getting this repaired or even attempting to weld it or whatever, you get me? You may as well just get a new hub. It's not exactly hard to change, like I've said. So these two bolts here are for the carrier, caliper carrier, which obviously come out from the back hand side, again a 19-inch. These three are for the 19-inch, they're on the rear hand side. As you can see, I've not had to remove any of the arms. This axle has the arms on it, so it's a lot more easier, even if you did struggle. If you're really struggling and you can't get it off and you want to go into more of a tear down, just disconnect this arm, disconnect this, and then this is just hold on to the back, disconnect that, and it'll just drop off. In the sense it'll drop off is it's holding on here, so that it'll just go nice and flat. It'll just come down this way and lay down here, and you get a drill onto the back if it's too tight. But you shouldn't have any problems taking it off this way anyway. Once you've done that, clean the area back up, line it up. It doesn't actually matter which way you line it up, to be honest with you. There's nothing on here that's got any markings or anything that makes it go in a certain way. So put it on, get your lines marked up, make sure your backing plate's on, nice and clean. Obviously it's quite rusty for a 2021 plate, but stuff happens, you get me. This is the underside of the car. It's always seeing all the crap off the road and that onto it. So what to do is put the new hub on, start rebuilding it all back up, put the caliper on, make sure you're all connected, it nice and clean. Just use a bit of brake cleaner on your parts, it'll just give it nice down, little clean. Every now and again you can use a wire brush as well on certain parts, just to keep it, like we're going to be using a lot of brake cleaner and wire brush inside of here, just to get this nice and clean. It's not as smooth. If you just look carefully there, you can see it's not as smooth, but that's what we're going to do to this side. We're going to connect, that's the plug for the caliper. So there's, as you can see, we've just got the caliper propped up there. There's no pressure on the actual brake pipe. There's nothing wrong with putting the caliper there at all. It's held in safely, or you can just tie it up with a bungee cord or something like that to get it out of the way. You can even remove it if you want, but you don't really need to. As you can see, our brake pipe's still connected. There's no actual tension on the brake pipe. I know it might seem like there is, but there isn't. There's a lot of flexibility in that brake. As you can see, we move the entire caliper. It's literally just resting there before anyone says, oh, we're damaging it. We remove the main clip, which is the electronic handbrake. When you come back to rebuilding it, put the electronic handbrake on, start the car. While we've got it propped up here, we've made sure that we've left it in gear and we've got the car keys with us. So when we go to start the car back up, we're going to make sure we don't drive forward. Obviously, I'm giving you this advice to yourself in case you accidentally don't realise and lift off the clutch in the car. It'll just go forward and whatever's there will stall, obviously, but it will hit something if something's close to it. Anyway, what you've got to do is, once it's fired up, give it a few seconds, approximately about 5 to 6 seconds. Pull the handbrake up, and what'll happen is you'll hear the little zzz, and then put it back down, drive forward again just to make sure that it's actually released from this side. Put it back up and just give a little bit of pressure on the clutch. If you're in an automatic, just come off the brake pedal and it'll just try to inch forward. But you'll feel the resistance in it. You'll know the handbrake's fully activated, it's completely working, and you're off to go. I would recommend, if you are tearing it apart this much, if you need new discs and pads, this is probably the best time to do it. Just shove a bit of grease on your pads, well, where they go into their clips, or a bit of brake cleaner, it's your choice. I'd advise you this is the best time to do it, and if you're going to give it a detail, you can give it a clean now. Would say definitely be careful with that plug there. If you do damage that plug, it's not as straightforward as it seems. I'm not sure if you can see that there. It goes all the way straight through the other axle and then into the loom, into the other side and then into the loom. Sorry, so it is quite a bit of a big job to change that. Anyway, guys, if you do struggle, just put it in the comments, and as always, I'll try my best to help you out. Anyway, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.